Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to solve Codeforces problem Devu the dumb guy. Before we start looking into the problem details, some Java solution and examples for this problem, I want to mention that my channel is dedicated to help people in their Java J2 interviews and in their coding interviews. On my channel you will find over 300 solved different varieties of coding problems that are taken from previously asked coding interview questions by big tech companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Yahoo, and many other big tech companies. And those are very important coding questions to cover important varieties such as BFS, DFS, matrix problems, graph problems, problems related to binary search related coding questions, dynamic programming questions, coding problems related to linked list, strings, optimization problems using priority queues, problems related to stacks queues are also covered. So vast varieties of major topics and major varieties that are very important from coding interview perspective is covered on this channel. So if you are preparing for Java interviews or coding interviews, then this channel can definitely help you in your interview preparation. So please subscribe to the channel now. So let's look into the Codeforces Devu and the dumb guy problem. So Devu is a dumb guy. His learning curve is very slow. You are supposed to teach him n subjects. The ith subject has CJ chapters. When you teach him, you are supposed to teach all the chapters of a subject continuously. Let us say that his initial per chapter learning power of a subject is X hours. In other words, he can learn a chapter of particular subject in X hours. Well, Devu is not completely dumb. There is a good thing about him too. If you teach him a subject, then time required to teach any chapter of next subject will require exactly 1 hour less than previously required time. Note that his per chapter learning power cannot be less than 1 hour. It means that at least 1 hour always he will need, right? At least 1 hour. So it cannot be less than 1 hour. You can teach him the n subjects in any possible order. Find out minimum amount of time in hours Devu will take to understand all the subjects, and you will be free to do some enjoying task rather than teaching a dumb guy. So input is the first line contains two space separated integers n and x, where n is a total like different subjects, right? And then 3 is the initial learning power, right? And then out uh, then they have given us 4 comma 1, which is the next line will contain n space separated integers c1 to cn, right? Where ci is the subject, right? Chapters, ci is the chapters in the subject, right? So like four chapters in subject one chapter in subject 2, like that basically, right? In output we have to uh, output a single integer, and that is the minimum amount of time in hours, right? They will take to understand all subjects, correct? So let's take a one of this example. So let's take this example on a whiteboard and we will understand better about the problem and the solution for this problem. So this is the given input. So the initial is learning curve is 2, right? So learning curve initial is 2, and there are 4 means there are 4 different subjects, right? These are 4 subjects, right? 1 2 3 4, and these are number of chapters in that subject, like 5 chapters, 1 chapter in subject 2, 2 chapters in subject 3, and 1 chapter in subject 4. So this is given to us and we have to find out minimum time, right? So let's first understand what this means basically, right? What the problem means, and then we will solve this problem. So first is, if you let's say initial learning curve is 2, right? And the total subjects is 5. Total subjects are 4 with chapter 5 1 2 and 1 in every subject, right? Different subjects. So let's say this is subject 1, this is subject 2, right? This is subject 3, and this is subject 4, right? So it has different chapters given. So if we just take this initial curve and apply it here, let's say to 5, right? Then it will take him 5 into 2, so it will take him 10 hours to cover this subject, right? Finish this subject. After that, if we go here, right, and the initial learning capacity will decrease by 1. Now the power will decrease by 1. So now he can do faster, right? So he can do only 1 into 1, which is equal to 1 hour. He will finish this in 1 hour. Here this one, once it goes down to 1, it cannot go down to 0, right? Because minimum is 1 always required. That is given in the problem itself. So let me show you that. See, note that his per chapter learning power cannot be less than 1 hour. So minimum 1 hour he always need. So let's say 1 hour is, now it's 1 hour. So he will always need 1 hour to cover remaining chapters, right? So 2 into 1 is 2 here, and 1 into 1 is 1 here. So if we calculate the total, 10 plus 1 is 11 plus 2 is 13 plus 1 is equal to 14, right? So 14 hours it will need him, 14 hours, right? 14 hours it will need him to finish these subjects. But we have to calculate the minimum hours basically, right? We have to calculate minimum number of hours to finish all these subjects. So we will just consider this example again, and we will now apply our logic how we can minimize this number of hours, right? So again our initial capacity is 2, correct? So what we will do is, first we will take the least amount of chapters, wherever least amount, right? So this is the least amount, right? So it means that 1 into 2, it will take him 2 hours, right? After then this will decrease by 1, so it will become 1, right? So it will become 1, the learning curve capacity, right? It will become 1. So now again we will apply it to the next minimum, so this one, right? So 1 into 1 is 1. So it cannot go to 0 basically, as we see minimum 1 is always required, so it will stay as 1. So 2 into 1 is 2, and then 5 into 1 is 5, right? So this much hours he will require. So if you calculate all this, so this is the minimum amount of hours that he will require to finish all the subjects and all the chapters, right? So 5 plus 2 is 7 plus 2 is 9 plus 1 is equal to 10, correct? So 10 minimum hours will be required, 10 hours, right? 10 hours. So as you can see, this is the output, 10 hours here, right? So this is what our approach is to solve the Devu the dumb guy problem. So let's take another example here. So understand. So here they have given us 3 subjects, right? So total number of 3 subjects are there, and initial learning capacity is 3, right? Total subjects are 3. So subject 1, then subject 2, then subject 3, right? Subject 3. So it will each will require 1 hour, right? 1 hour, 1 hour. Sorry, this is one chapter. Each subject has one chapter in it. So in this case we will always take the smallest one. So here we can take anything because all are same basically, right? All are same. So let's take this one. So now if it is 1 into 3, it will take him 3 hours for this. The capacity will go decrease by 1, so it will become 2 now, right? So again the next minimum is, let's say, this one. So 1 into 2 is 2, and then it will reduce the capacity by 1. So now it will become 1. So 1 into 1 is 1. So 3 plus 2 plus 1 is equal to total 6 hours, right? So 6 hours is the minimum that it will take him. So that's why the output will be 6 in this case, right? So this is the way, this is the logic to solve Devu the dumb guy problem on Codeforces. So what, let's just recap our approach. So we will take the we will start with the subject with least amount of chapters, right? For example, in this case this is least amount, right? 5121. So this is least amount, so we will apply it. The capacity will decrease by 1. The next least amount of chapters is this, so we will take this. The next is this, and the next is this, right? So this is how we will go, and we will keep calculating hours for each of these chapters, and then we will just sum them up to calculate the total number of hours, as I shown you here, right? This is the total number of hours, which is 10. So let's take a look into the Java solution for this problem. So subject count and initial learning capacity, this is given to us 5121. So this is the same example that we just saw here, 5121. So after that, first thing is our solution is based on array sorting, right? So first we will sort these chapters. So after sorting, the chapters will become 1125, right? After sorting it will become 1125. So we will sort this one. So after sorting it will become 1125, right? And then we will start applying our uh, initial learning power to this one smallest, then this, then this, then this, right? So that's what we are doing here. So after sorting we created one long variable, it's 0, called as hours, and our current learning power is the initial learning power, which is 2, right? And it will keep decreasing every time we are learning, right? It will keep decreasing by 1. So here we will start going through our sorted array of chapters, and we will get the current learning power into chapters I, means the smallest chapter is this one basically, right? This is the smallest one because the array is sorted and it is in ascending order, right? So this is smallest one, and we will keep adding into hours. And after we are done with this, we will keep decrementing the learning power by 1 if it is greater than 1, right? It cannot go like less than 1 basically. So minimum 1 will be required. So if it is greater than 1, in that case only we will decrease it by 1. So we will just loop through all the total subjects, and we will calculate the total hours required in this way, and we'll just output number of hours, right? So this is a greedy problem, and this is based on sorting. So this array of number of chapters we will sort, right? So 1125, after sorting it will become 1125. Our initial capacity is 2, right? So initial capacity is 2. So we will just multiply this 1 by 2, so it will become 2. So the capacity will decrease by 1, so it will become 1. Now 1 into 1 is this 1. Then again it cannot decrease less than 1, right? So it will stay as 1. So 2 into 1 is 2, and 5 into 1 is 5. So if you calculate this total is 10, right? 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10. So that's why this is total 10, right? So 10 is the answer. So let's go ahead and execute our code snippet. So 10 is the correct answer, as you can see. Also let's take another example, 3 3 and 1 1 1. So in this another example we have 3 subjects and initial learning power is 3, and all the chapters are 1 comma 1 comma 1, right? All subjects has one chapter. So 6 is the correct answer, right? 6 is the correct answer, as we just saw here, 6 hours, right? um, so this is the way we can solve Devu the dumb guy problem. We can take this another first example also, 2 3 and 4 1. So let's just take, this is 2 3 and 4 1. So let's take this example, make sure it works. 11. So 11 is the correct answer, right? So if you are new to my channel, on my channel there is a dedicated Codeforces playlist which has a lot of solved Codeforces problem explained with whiteboarding session, examples and Java code. You can go through those solved problems, that can definitely help you. Also there is another big playlist on my channel, and the name of the playlist is called as Leetcode and Leetcode solutions. It has a lot of Leetcode and Leetcode problems solved and explained, and those are the problems taken from previously asked coding interview questions by big tech companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Yahoo, and many others. And those cover a wide range of important varieties questions like graph problems, binary search tree problems, BFS, DFS, matrix related problems, optimization problems, coding questions related to linked list strings, as well as dynamic programming related different interview coding questions, and a lot of logical based coding questions are also covered there. So if you look into this playlist, it will give you good practice on about your coding interview skills. If you like the way this content has been created, and if you find it helpful, and if you like the way it's created with whiteboarding session and examples, please give it a like. Also subscribe to the channel. Your subscription to the channel is really important for the channel, because that is the way the channel can reach to more people who need help in solving coding problems. They can also see these videos of solved coding problems and understand how to approach different varieties of coding problems using Java, and how to use the Java APIs, libraries, classes to solve different varieties of coding problems. So if you find this content helpful and like it, then please give it a like. Also share this content with your friends and colleagues, and I'm gonna give you the link of my GitHub account where you will find the Java solution for this problem. You can take it from there and practice those examples. That can be definitely helpful to you. um, and thanks for watching this video.